Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
एक डॉट झाले तरी चालते आहे हा okay chalo so we'll start today with the introduction, what exactly we mean by BI, what exactly it does, why we use it, right? We'll see that first today. So let me share my screen. Okay, online student, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Cool, perfect. Chalo. So today we are here for the data analytics. Okay, so data analytics was firstly was people like nowadays the name has changed, but it's a part of a business intelligence. Now BI basically is nothing but a business intelligence. Most of you have heard. Can someone tell me basically what BI does? Any one of you?
It's a reporting tool.
It's a reporting tool.
It collects the raw data
Ah,
and we do some work on that. Try to make sense from the data and we present in a visual manner so that the management can understand the language.
okay.
Like pie chart, bar graph.
Okay. Yes. BI. Any other answer? Anyone? Online student? Okay. So as Pratik has said, like BI is reporting, we just take a data and just do the report, what exactly will be as per the requirement. But BI is not only simple related to the reporting. BI is very vast. Okay. What BI does is BI takes a raw data from heterogeneous data sources. What exactly we mean by heterogeneous? Your data will be coming from Excel, maybe from the flat file, maybe from the database, maybe from JSON, maybe from API, right? Lot many data sources. So BI takes a raw data from heterogeneous data sources, use that data to readable manner, convert that data into a readable manner, and that readable data we can use for decision making, analyzing, and reporting purpose. So this is the entire BI cycle of it. So BI basically this business intelligence term was introduced in 1980s. 1980s, basically there is a company called as Gartner. That Gartner company has introduced this terminology of business intelligence in 1980s. Key, this is what exactly there will be some of the business requirement which is going to come for analyzing the business related data. These basically thing we will be using. So that is what exactly this BI was there. So this has been introduced by a company called as Gartner. Okay. No, huh. Okay. Okay. So in 1980s, company called as Gartner has introduced us this particular thing called as business intelligence. Now, what basically business intelligence we have seen, like it is not only just a reporting, it is consisting of multiple things. Okay. So under a BI is one domain. Under a BI, there are three different developer works basically. First is SQL developer, second is ETL developer, and third is nothing but we people come as a reporting developer. So we become one part of it, of a BI. Okay. Now SQL, most of you will be knowing what exactly we mean by SQL. SQL stand for structured query language. Okay. Which exactly? Now here, what is the importance of SQL here? Okay. So basically, in an older way, what we were doing is we will be using Excel to store our data, where exactly we'll be creating number of columns and number of rows, basically, right? Similarly, SQL is an advanced version of Excel, we can say, in short, because this is also used for storing a data. But in Excel, we can use straightforward way, where exactly we can just create a column name directly. We can start inserting a data, but in SQL, we have to use certain language that is such a structured query language where exactly each and every statement you write accordingly, the data will get inserted, data will get deleted, data will get updated. All those things will happen with the help of some of the query pattern, writing a query. Okay, so in a market, there are n number of SQL databases are there. So you might have heard about SQL Server. So SQL Server is nothing but it's a Microsoft product. Then we have MySQL. Then we have Oracle database. Like you might have heard this. Then there is a Teradata. There is a Netezza. There is a DB2, IBM DB2. Then there is one, basically we have Snowflake, which is nothing but a cloud-based database. Then we have AWS Redshift. This is again a cloud-based database. Okay. Then we have here Azure SQL Server. These are nothing but there are n number. These are the few names I have taken, but there are n number of databases available in market. Okay. And their purpose is to store a data, because what will happen is, why not Excel? Why database? So Excel will have certain limitation, right? You can't have more than of 10 lakhs of records into one Excel sheet. That's the limitation. After 10 lakh, you can't be able to put any single record there. So that is the reason database came into picture, where exactly we can store billions of data, any number of record, basically any number. So because like we have seen, like just now the big billion sale has happened. So in a day, let's say we have a population of almost like 10 crore, what exactly the number is. Okay. So if out of 10 crore, if in a 2 days, 5 crore people only have purchased something, means how many record it has loaded? 5 crore for one single day, one single table, right? For the transaction table, it might be a customer table, not many tables will be there. So considering that fact, in a year, how many record is going to take? So does that Excel will handle? Of course, no. So that is the reason SQL came into picture, and it depends on company to company, like which exactly database they would like to opt for. Because what will happen is, similarly in our situation, someone will like MI phone, someone will like OnePlus phone, someone will like Apple phone, right? That is a way, same way, company will decide which technology or which tool they should go for. So that is the reason this is one thing they could start with, where exactly they completely want to move to the cloud, they want to move it into or on premises. So that's why they'll take that and accordingly they will use it. Okay. So this is
widely accepted. I mean, the popular one.
SQL Server, Oracle, these are the one. Yeah, both of them, they are there. Like it's not in my current project, we are using Netezza, Teradata, IBM DB2. We are using SAP HANA as well, because different business unit using different database, different system. That is also will be there. In a cloud, Snowflake, AWS, and Azure. Both all three of them are booming. Then there is a BigQuery of Google. Basically, that's a Google BigQuery. That is again a Google's database. So we have lot many. It depends on company group, but we most commonly is a SQL Server or Oracle, because that's the on-prem. And they talk about the cloud, then Snowflake, Redshift, or Azure.
MySQL is also the Microsoft product, right? If I'm not wrong.
MySQL, I think so. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it's will be used when exactly there is a web app development project. For that only specifically they use. But if there is a vast development, then SQL Server or Teradata or Oracle, these are the databases preferred by the company. Okay, then here ETL team comes into picture. Now, what exactly we mean by ETL? ETL team is It's ETL stand for extract, transform, and load. That's what exactly ETL means. So I'll just write it here. Extract, transform, and load. Okay. Now what these people will do? Okay. This ETL people are nothing but what they do is these also people will use as a different tools basically which are available in market. So their work is, as I said, BI takes a heterogeneous data from different data sources, right? So what ETL teams work is extract their data, put certain transformation to clean that data, and then load it into the your final destination table. So your destination table will be, it might be any one of your database or maybe Excel. It all depends. So you can have destination anything. There is a Azure block club there exactly. Also you can be able to store, right? S3 bucket is also there where exactly you can store the data. That is what exactly this ETL developer work is. They will extract the data, put certain transformation to clean that thing, and then they load it into final table. That's what exactly the ETL developer works is. So again, here also this team will be using a different tools basically which are available in market. So very famous among them is Informatica. Then we have SSIS, which is SQL Server Integration Services. That's the Microsoft tool. Then we have here Talent. That's again different company. Then we have Ab initio. Then we have ADF, that is Azure Data Factory. So there are like the list is long, lot many of them. So these are the very famous, mostly or widely used in most of the organizations basically. When you talk about a financial organization, mostly Informatica is preferred. Most of the company preferred Informatica only because that's the most secure tool as per the most of the company's preference. So they will be using this one. But SSIS is again, it's a Microsoft tool. ADF is again a Microsoft tool. Ab initio is a separate company. Talent is a separate company. They have their own product as such. So these are the tools and tools basically the famous tool. But there are a lot many. The list is bigger. They can use a lot many of them. Okay. Then lastly, we people comes into picture because what we have to do is we have to get a data, a reporting tool, or the people like us who will be becoming a reporting developers. We need only a data. You give us a data and we give you what exactly the reports and dashboard you need. We built it for you. But we need a data. It's in any format. Basically, you can give it in a PDF, you can give it in Excel, you can give it in a database, but we need data. That's only we start our work. Else we can't be able because we have to deal with the data. That's what data analysis. We have to deal with it. That is the reason data analysis comes into picture. Okay. Now, what exactly this reporting tool? Again, we also have to deal with lot many reporting tools. So Power BI is one of among them, which is booming in market. We have Tableau, we have Click, we have Looker, we have QuickSight. Then what we have next is we have here nextly basically we have MSTR, which is nothing but a micro strategy. Then we have SAP BO. Then we have Cognos, then OBI, Oracle Business Intelligence Enterprise Edition. That's what exactly these. So these are all the reporting tools are basically. Okay. So now we are trending, we are using Power BI mostly. How exactly we will say that today we are learning power, why exactly we are learning Power BI? Because if I can ask why exactly only Power BI you would like to learn, or maybe Tableau, any specific reason? So yours you are using in a job. That's the reason. Others, what came in mind that I should learn a Power BI or Tableau?
Because it's in the growth stage right now, so you get an opportunity.
How you'll be knowing that this is in a growth stage? Yes, you need. Yes, online student. What made you to choose for this particular course? Why? Any yes? Any random answer will be okay. What made you to think? Okay. Okay, but they also do they know why exactly that we should learn this basically nowadays? Why not any other tool?
Because right now data is a new future. And
Okay.
we are directly working on the data. So that I mean, and the main role of the BI, the outcome of the BI reports is directly connected to the business output. The
Okay.
management team we
No,
have.
no. So that is okay. That is okay. So that you can do it in any specific tool, right? You have I gave you the bunch of list, right? So why only Power BI and Tableau only? Why not Click? Why not QuickSight? Or why not MicroStrategy? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me show you. Basically, what happens is so this company Gartner, what they do is they release their magic quadrant basically. A Gartner chart, we can say. Some people will call it as a Gartner chart. Some people will call it as a magic quadrant. Okay. What this company do is it do research on all the BI tools which are present in the market. Okay, which are present in the market, and what it does is they release their report basically in the form of a quadrant. Okay, and how that quadrant will look like, I'll show you that. Okay, so this is how exactly this magic quadrant going to look like, and this is will be coming each and every year. Okay, each and every year it's coming. So here this is as of like May 2025. Again in 2026 there might be a change. Okay, now if you can carefully see this, so even this is a one part of your interview question. If you be a part of a BI, this will be asked like what is a magic quadrant? Are you familiar with it? So this is, some people will call it as a magic quadrant. Some people will call it as a Gartner chart. It's one and the same thing. Okay. So it has been divided into four parts. First is the leaders, second is the visionaries, third is the niche players, and fourth is the challengers. Okay. Now what this leaders category does? Leaders category means the tools or technology which you see here are the tools or technology trending in market. Just like how we follow a fashion trend, how we follow any trend basically. Similarly, this is the same thing we'll be following here. This is what exactly the trend is going towards. That's what exactly we have to choose a technology which are leading in the market. Okay. So Microsoft Power BI, that's the tool company's name is going to come. Salesforce has their tool called as Tableau. Google has their tool called as Looker. Click has their product called as ClickView, ClickSense. ThoughtSpot has their own. That's a different tool, I guess. Oracle has their tool called as OBI. Okay, so that is where exactly we have. So this is what exactly leader. If I can show you for 2024, maybe there might be some difference. This is of June 2024. Okay. See, this is how exactly it is. The Oracle is not there into the picture. Okay. It has moved outdated. Similarly, we'll see for 2023.
It's only for BI, sir.
It's only for BI.
BI.
Yes. Not only BI. This is specifically for BI reporting tool.
Okay.
Reporting tool. ETL will be different. Okay.
Right.
Okay, if you can see here as well, this is Jan 2023. In 2023, only Microsoft, Tableau, and Click. These are only three tools for booming in market. In 2024, if you can see, along with Tableau, Power BI, and Click, Google came into picture, Oracle came into picture, and there is a ThoughtSpot. Again, we move to 2025. Google remained here, ThoughtSpot remained here, or Oracle remained here. Okay, and like Microsoft Power BI, Salesforce, these are there. So this is like on top right now. Microsoft is on the top basically. So all of this tool are has been widely used in the market, but that too, Microsoft Power BI and Tableau is there basically. I can say 19-20 का फर्क है दोनों में. Basically, when exactly Microsoft will have, let's say, 100 job opportunities, Tableau will have 80 job opportunity approximately. So that's there. So this is what exactly the technology which are there into the leaders category. We get to see this one. Okay. Now, the second part is a visionaries. Now, visionaries are what? The tools which are there into the visionaries are the tools which has become outdated. The outdated technology we can say will fall into a visionaries category. So the very famous among them is SAP's business objects. SAP company has their tool called as business object. That's why called as SAP BO. IBM has their tool called as Cognos, IBM Cognos. Then SAS has their tool called as Visual Analyzer. These are the tools basically which exactly I've used in my previous project. That's the reason I know. So strategy, pyramid, analytic tell us there are a lot many of the tools basically which I also not aware about. There are available in market. Okay, so these are very famous among them is like so SAP, IBM, SAS. These are the tool which has become outdated because like I'll talk about like let's say in 2014 or maybe before that like 2012 or so, only tools which were leading in market is SAP Business Objects, Oracle OBI, and Cognos. These are only the three tools which were leading in market that time. But later on, when exactly this tool came into the picture, Microsoft Power BI or Tableau, basically, those tool has become outdated. Outdated in the sense, in different sense basically, because licensing cost basically. The licensing cost of SAP product or Oracle product or maybe the IBM product is way too higher compared to these two. That is the reason the smaller company won't be able to afford or go into the BI. That is the reason when exactly this tool came into the picture. So small organization have started their business coming into the business intelligence domain. And that is the reason the domain has vastly expanded. And that's the reason more job opportunities has got created because of this. Because earlier, limited amount of tools, limited amount of people, limited amount of job opportunities, and that too with the bigger companies like only the MNCs will be affording those particular technologies and the work. That's the reason nowadays, like even a startup can able to afford to do this particular project. So that is the reason we can see lot many job opportunities in the market because of this. Okay. So that is the reason we always have to stick with the leaders category. Let's say today we are learning Power BI, we are learning Tableau. Okay. And this become outdated. What will we do in that sense? So we have to stick at that time, maybe in the after 3-4 years, let's say Power BI or Tableau became outdated. So what we have to do is we always have to stick with the leaders category, which exactly is a trending technology market that we have to check. And that is on that only we have to learn that and we have to work on it. Because that is something which we will be sticking to the leaders category or will be sticking to the trend. Okay. So that's the reason we have to keep our eye on each and every year. So this is like 2025 happened, 2026, there might be a different picture. There might be a case Oracle or ThoughtSpot might move into the visionaries category. There might only this four will remain. Anything can happen. Okay. So this is what exactly will be there. Then third we have is the visionaries. Now what exactly we mean by, third is like niche player. Now, what exactly we mean by niche players? So niche players are those tools and technology which are there in market, but specific people were using it. It's the rarest technology I can say will be there in the market. So these tools and technology which will have very less job opportunities, very less. So let's say XYZ client is there, they might be using the one of this tool and they are happy with that particular tool only. They don't want to go for Tableau. They don't want to go for Power BI. What exactly tool they are using, they are happy with it and they're continuing with that flow. So that is the reason that's what there is. So that's what exactly it is called as a niche player, the rarest technology which is there in the job market, which is there in the market. Those tools will called as a niche players. Then lastly, we have a challengers. Now, challengers are nothing but those tools and technologies which has the ability to move into a leaders category. So these tool will be there into the challengers has the ability to move into leaders category. So accordingly, like if you can see here in 2023, Google is into challengers category. In 2024, it came into the leaders. In 2025 as well, it remained in the leader. So that is the reason basically. So what these tools basically Tableau, Salesforce were doing to competing with that, they have to reach to that level. Then only they can be able to move into the leaders category. And these factors will be decided by the Gartner because they see they are going to do this analysis, and that's how exactly we'll be seeing this particular magic quadrant. That's how it is going to work. Then here the very famous among them here into the challenges category, which I can see in a future might become a leader is nothing but AWS. AWS has their tool called as QuickSight. So this is the tool basically has the ability to move into a leaders category. But again, it has to basically have to work with them to compete with them basically. And like AWS QuickSight is nothing but it's a online tool basically. It just on the it's a browser based. It doesn't have something like your we have the Power BI desktop where exactly we can do our work. Then we have a Tableau desktop where exactly we do our work. For QuickSight, we all have to do some development on the web browser itself. So it's a web browser app basically. So that is what exactly we have here. So and this is what we called it as a Gartner chart. That's why we have to stick with the leaders category always, and we have to keep our eye on this. Got it? Okay. Any question, anyone so far? Online student, all good? Okay. Now coming back to here. Okay. Now, as I said, this BI reporting tool are also categorized into the two part. Okay. There is nothing as such categorization, but we people will do it generally as we have been working into BI and the reporting since long. So here, what happened is this has been categorized into two parts. One is SSBI, one is the enterprise BI. Okay. So SSBI stand for self-service BI. Enterprise BI stand for EBI stand for enterprise BI. Okay. So what is the difference between this? What exactly self-service BI and what exactly the enterprise BI? So To work on SSBI, you don't need no prior knowledge is required. No prior knowledge and no technical knowledge or no technical background, I can say. No technical background is needed. But same, if we talk about enterprise DI, enterprise BI is exactly opposite to it. It needed a prior knowledge, it needed a technical knowledge to start working on it. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is license cost. License cost is high compared to license cost is low here. Okay, that's the second difference here. Third difference is these are mainly used for reporting purpose and oh sorry. These are mainly used for dashboarding purpose and these are mainly used for reporting purpose. Can someone tell me the difference between dashboard and a report? Anyone? Any random guess? Yes, anyone? चुकलं तरी चालेल सांगा.
Dashboard might be a interactive version of report so that we can click on that and kind of
Okay.
get more data. And reporting is kind of static view the report.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong. Just a guess.
Yeah. Yes. Any other answer, anyone?
Reporting is used for documentation purposes.
Reporting tool is reporting used for documentation. Okay. We can say that somehow. Yeah. Any other answer, anyone? Okay. In a simple language, if I can tell you, report and dashboard means a simple report. You might have seen in Excel, number of rows and number of columns, simple, right? That is nothing but a simple report, which is nothing but a tabular report, I can say. We'll have number of columns, what exactly will be needed as the output and number of rows. That's all. But dashboard is nothing but it's a collection of multiple visuals. A multiple visuals will make one dashboard. It can be a bar chart, line chart, pie chart, donut chart, area chart, likewise, scatter plot, lot many charts basically they will be there. So this is nothing but a dashboard and this is nothing but a report. Report is nothing but a symbol, a table view, basically a table chart. That's it. So that doesn't mean here that enterprise BI doesn't have reporting skill or self-service BI doesn't have reporting skill. Oh, sorry, here this is what we say. Okay, both of them can be able to do both of the activities, but the functionality of a dashboarding, what self-service BI tools are providing, that kind of functionality you won't be able to achieve with the help of enterprise BI tool. And similarly, what exactly functionality of a reporting tool, what enterprise BI tools provide you, that type of functionality you won't be able to get with the self-service BI tool. So that is a main difference basically. So the purpose of these tools are mainly for dashboarding purpose, the self-service BI and the enterprise BI are mainly used for the reporting purpose. But we can be able to do dashboard in both the way. We can do reporting in both the case. Okay, so here why people have started moving. So here, which here comes your Power BI. We have Tableau. We have Click. Lot many of them. Basically, the list Click. Then Looker. These are the tools basically will fall under here. But here, enterprise BI tools are MSTR, that is MicroStrategy, SAP BO, then OBI, then we have Cognos. So these are nothing but a enterprise BI tools, and these are nothing but a self-service BI tool. So that is the reason nowadays this learning this self-service BI tool is easy. So you are at a whichever position, whether you are a fresher, whether you are from non-IT background, whether you are not even working into this thing, once you understand how exactly these tools are working, you can be able to work on it. That's the advantage of learning self-service BI tool is there. And that is the reason you can see more job opportunities in the market. So you belong from any background, you can, though no prerequisite knowledge, no prior knowledge, no technical knowledge is required. But though it's a part of technical, but you don't need any technical background as such. You can be able to work on it once you understand how exactly the flow or how exactly these tools are working. You can be able to work on these particular things basically. Okay. So here, these tools are again, I'm talking about this BI or self-service BI or any BI basically. These tools are not specific to any domain or any other thing as such. It can be widely used in, you name the sector, it can be used widely. It's used in a research sector, finance, share market, manufacturing, everywhere this has been tool used, even in the healthcare sector, everywhere. Because this analysis needed. If you talk about a healthcare, like there will be a drug, there were drugs inspection, they might analysis they want to do. There might be a related to the patient health related monitoring they might need to do. You talk about e-commerce daily basis, how many transactions, how many orders are getting placed, something like that they want to do. Talk about the manufacturing, they want to track down what exactly the stock is in the go down, how many has been sold. So any type of analysis we can be able to do. Even you talk about Amazon, Netflix, these are the companies also using this tool basically for their reporting purpose, like how many subscriber they got in a month, how many they have lost, right? What exactly sale they have done into one particular quarter, something like this. So these kind of analysis they can be able to do with the help of this thing. Okay. So this is what exactly we mean by self-service BI, EBI, and that's what exactly we do. So now, if I talk about what will happen basically when we learn this particular technology. Today we'll learn Power BI Tableau. What will happen further? What doors will get open for us? Okay. The very first thing what you can become is a data analyst. That's the very first thing, data analyst. Okay. Then you can become a business analyst. Okay. That's the again second thing you can able to do. Or we can here will probably called as a SME. Okay, that is a subject matter expert. So the subject matter expert are the people basically who can guide a client basically why they should use basically Power BI or Tableau, and how exactly that is going to improve their work or how exactly that is going to help them out. So these are the people basically who will be working there. Business analysts are the people basically who is a medium between a developer and the client. So basically business analysts communicate with the client what exactly the requirement is. They understand that requirement in a lame language, then convert that requirement in a technical manner, and they deal with this particular developer. Okay, this is this what we have to do. You can build it, and that's so exactly. So it's a medium or bridge between a developer and the client. That's what exactly the business analyst role is. But today, business analysts are mainly responsible for working on this particular tool only. So the gathering what exactly will be happening between the developer and the client. So till developer, they only handling it. So that is what exactly will be there. Then if you will be knowing all of these three things, okay, you can become a full stack developer, full stack BI developer. Now, full stack BI developer means what? A person who will be knowing SQL, ETL, and the reporting. All of the three things. That person will become a full stack BI developer. It's not mandatory, but yeah, if you will be knowing in the future, you can be able to work on this particular thing. So reporting is one of the part we will be going to be. ETL, there are some few of my students who got basically when exactly you go into an organization. So most of the companies will give you training as per the project, as per the requirement, right? So you got, if you get a training, you work on it, just one or two project, then and you know the SQL basically, then you can be able to become a full stack BI developer. So most of my students have been working as a full stack BI developer as well because they hired as a Power BI developer, Tableau developer. They have been trained on the ETL side as well. They have been trained on the database side as well, and they are working on all of this thing. So that is also opportunity you get when exactly you go in a organization. But that's again, you need to know all of the thing. It's not mandatory, but yeah, good to have if you in the future you want to switch your career as a full stack BI developer. So develop definitely a salary will be high compared to the data analyst because full stack developer will be handling start to end everything. So that will happen here. Then lastly, if you want to go on a more technical side, the next step of BI is data science. Because we people, a reporting team will always work as a reporting team, but they also work with the data science team as well. So in a data science, definitely you need a reporting knowledge, but along with that, you should be knowing one of the language R, Python, or SAS. One of the language you should be knowing. You should be knowing the machine learning concept. You should be knowing how exactly the models and everything works basically. So all of these things, once you'll be knowing, then you can become a data scientist. So we people, I can say out of 100% of the data science work, our 20% of work is of a reporting into that as well. So there exactly, if you want to upgrade your career, you want to go into more on the technical side, basically, you can be into that. So this for this particular is a functional role, more of like I can say the functional is like business specific role. These people will pay, which is nothing but a business analyst or the subject matter expert. Data analyst is more of like techno functional role. They can become a functional side as well. They can become a technical side, technical side. Full stack and data science is completely technical role. Okay. Now techno functional, basically the functional role is basically they hardly do any report any work on the technical side, but they work on more of like documentation side, communication side. Those basically they will do. Okay. And the technical side basically, and where exactly you do all the development, you do all the things basically, that's what. And the techno functional role is more of like you have to do the documentations and everything, communication with the client and everything, and do your work as well of a technical designing the reports and dashboard as per the clients are needed. So that's what exactly you'll have these doors open for yourself. So it depends on. Okay. Now here, when exactly you get hired in any company, based on your level of experience, you get a different designations. Okay. So if you talk about Infosys, if you get hired as a, like if you have like a fresher, you'll get a designation like associate, maybe. Okay, because you're the fresher. Okay, some people will give you as a data analyst. When exactly your experience go bigger, like 3 or 5 years of experience, then that time you'll become a senior analyst, senior associate. Even Infosys will give you designation as a business analyst. Then the experience gets higher. Then you will get a senior business analyst. That's also designation you'll get. When you go to the companies like Barclays, Credit Suisse, UBS, they will give you designation as first as a trainee, then they'll give you as a assistant manager, then it will go till manager, then VP. That's how exactly the designation comes when exactly you go into the banking sector. So different company has a different roles, or the designation has been there. Or some people will directly call it as a consultant, senior consultant. When you go to the companies like Deloitte, McKinsey, they'll give you designation like consultant, senior consultant, likewise. So this is what exactly the roles you will be getting when exactly you get hired in any one of the companies, basically. So different companies will have different role. That's how exactly it is. Okay. So this is what we meant by this thing called as our uh, introduction section. Then here further, if I can show you how many job opportunities we have in the market, if I can talk about that. So I'll just open a Naukri. Okay. I'll select here simply Power BI. Okay. Search. 37,000 job opportunities are there in the market for only Power BI. Okay. And that too, if I can figure it out, only for Pune, let's say. For 684 itself in a Pune, you'll have these many job opportunities right now. Okay. So this is what, and like you can just filter out for now, work from home, hybrid, that's how. But most of the companies have already started. It might be hybrid only most of the cases, because we also have to go twice a week in our office. So that will be there. And if you talk about Tableau, $29. That has 34. This is 29. So it's like 19-20 का फर्क है. कभी पावर बीआई के ज्यादा होते हैं, कभी टैबलू के. Is one and the same thing basically. So different, if in a simple language, if I can say, two mobile phones of different company. If you are using Apple, if you are using a Android, there will be a much difference. There might be a UI difference, there might be a uh, product handling difference. Everything will be changed. Similarly, that's the same thing, but the purpose is same. What exactly phone does, it will do the same thing, like calling, taking a picture, listening music, what exactly we do, all of them. That particular activity will be there. So here also, these are the tool basically of a one single thing. Basically, it will be just a reporting tool, but of a different company. So different company will have their different UI, different structure, different working pattern. But the purpose is one and the same thing, to build reports and dashboards. That's what exactly it will be doing. So so here, if you'll be having a knowledge, it's not mandatory, but also good to have if you'll be having a knowledge of multiple tools, which is like Tableau or Power BI. Like if you'll be having to experience of both the thing, what will happen is, let's say today you have been working on Tableau, you got hired in a company, you got working on a Tableau, and tomorrow, let's say the project has got ended and they are no more will be having Tableau project, then you'll be having the Power BI skill set. They will deploy you on a Power BI project.
Is there any similarities between both software?
Similarity as in like,
As in UI and all those things,
No.
concept wise.
the concept to one and the same thing. You also do some calculation here. There also you can do the calculation. There also you can build a visual. Here also you can build a visual. But in a report, basically in Power BI, you just simply drag and drop, and one page will become a report and dashboard. But in Tableau, you have to create first of all the sheet, and that sheet will get consisting of making a dashboard. So that's how exactly the slightly working pattern is different there and here. UI will change, all the things will be changed. Even in Power BI, we can be able to do ETL stuff, like we can mold the data as per our need. Unnecessary data, we can be able to delete it. But in Tableau, that won't be possible. You can be able to delete any column coming from the source. So that all, there are exactly some good thing in Power BI, there are exactly some good thing in Tableau. So there are exactly some advantage and disadvantage of both the tools are having over it. When exactly it comes to a larger data set, so Power BI won't be able to handle that, but Tableau can be able to handle it. So that's the reason. So there are some pros and cons for both of them, basically. So that is what exactly will be there with this thing. Okay. So any questions so far, anyone, guys? SQL.
Because I read JDs of some of the profiles, somewhere they mention Python as well. Some companies mentions some different things.
To have, not mandatory.
Okay.
Nothing is mandatory. SQL is mandatory for reporting because
Power BI is self-sufficient
to give. Yes.
And Excel as well.
Excel as well, because like some company still using Excel for their reporting because some people are using. But I can say out of 100%, 95% of the companies are using databases, SQL, because they're having a lot many huge databases, 1 year, 2 year, because like companies will have the transactional data. So if I can talk about one simple example, we all do ATM transaction on daily, right? We all use this, right? So in a month, let's say I'll be doing 5 transactions in a month. Okay. 5 transactions in a month, yearly it will be 60 transactions. Okay. If I talk about 60 transactions in a year, and if I have the 5 year of data, so 60 into 5 will give you 300 record. So in my data, I'll be storing 300 record. If you consider, if a bank will be having 10 lakh customer, so 10 lakh into 300, how many record that is going to generate, right? So that is the reason what will happen is that huge data will get stored in your database only. So that is where this database came into picture, and it depends on company to company till how many hours of data they want to keep, because they want to do the analysis. Like if I can talk about any specific example of, let's say, Maruti Suzuki, let's say. So Maruti Suzuki, like just like if we are working, we will be expecting every time our salary should get increased. We should be growing. Similarly, companies will be also expecting their sales should get increased. The revenue should get increased. So they'll be expecting each and every graph to be increasing upper side. Okay. So that is the reason they can keep only 5 year, maybe 5 year or 10 years of data, how exactly their progress is going on. They can be able to track with the help of that particular chart. Then if they want to see how many revenues, how many things they got sold into particular year, how exactly they are progressing from compared to the previous year to this year, that kind of analysis they can do. So that is like comparing the YTDs, MTDs. These are the things basically they want to do. They can be able to do with the help of this. And that is the reason SQL is must for this. And the other thing is, when exactly we are done with our development, like we do reports and dashboard, we create those. Let's say we create a simple chart, region wise sales, like one region, east, west, north, south, and that is showing certain value. How exactly we will make sure that these numbers are coming correct? There might be, you might apply some filters, you might apply some slicers on top of it, right? So ये number सही आ रहा है, how exactly you tell that? So that is the reason what we have to do is a developer does a unit testing. That kind of a one round of testing, what is done by a developer is called as unit testing. That number basically on a particular chart will be saying, let's say for each region will be saying 100K as a total sales amount will be same. But how exactly that is that 100K is correct? Because you have like certain filter. So that checking you have to do it on a backend level. So your source is let's say SQL. You have to write a query for that and you have to validate that result whether that is coming correct or not. Or if you're using Excel, you have to manually go and see that filtering out the data whether you are seeing the same data or not. That is the one round of testing what we people have to do, and that is the same thing what after that a tester will be doing for most of the companies. Most of the cases in our this scenario in the BI section, hardly like out of let's say 10 companies, 2 or 3 companies will be having a dedicated tester for this particular process. Rest will be directly, we only have to do this round of testing. So if I'll be, so what we do generally is if I have done particular development, so I'll give my report to other person to test it. That's how exactly we do in a company.
So basically, we need to focus on only select queries, no? Rather than the
Queries, yes, that is the main
and-
thing. Data, that's a part of database only. Yes, that is a part of database.
Mhm.
You know?
Mhm.
So that is what exactly we do, and that's where exactly. So SQL is must, and reporting tool though we can learn it. So
And reports, there are somewhere that the one type is we import the data in the dashboard, in the software, and then we make the dashboard. And the second thing is we directly connect to the data source, which is the live report, right?
both
So
of them basically, those are basically the modes basically how exactly. In either of them, you have to get the data from your source only. Import is something, import is there is a SQL, there is a XYZ table, which is into the let's say SQL Server database. In any mode you choose, import mode or live mode. Okay. You have to connect to this data only. Import mode, what exactly it do is it will just fetch a data and put it in your particular file, basically in your Power BI file. It just so here, let's say it will be having 100 records. So it will pull that 100 record, dump it in your Power BI file, and you can start working on it. So that tomorrow, if newly added data is there, unless and until you refresh it, it won't take that newly data added here. So let's say another 50 row got added, it has become 150. You refresh it here, it won't pull that particular 50 record. It will still remain with the 100 record only your file. But live query will have what exactly the newly added data, it will always be fetch. That's what exactly. In both, you, yes. It depends on the scenario. If there is a very huge or vast data in that scenario, we use only live data because yeah, because storing that much data, your Power BI will die because it will consume your entire memory and the Power BI will die. It will go out of the memory. So that is the reason. But here, if you have, you can just simply use if the data size is to use, let's say up to 1 lakh or so record is there or 2 lakh, then you can use import mode. Else the recommendation is to go with the live data.
In this class, we will learn the live mode.
We can use both of them. It doesn't matter. Yeah, doesn't matter. You can use. Okay. So yeah, this is how exactly will be. This is how exactly this particular what exactly the introduction I wanted to talk about is. So tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll start with the hands-on exercise. Tomorrow we'll do with the installation. So I hope everyone has a laptop and that too, make sure you'll have 64-bit OS. That's the mandatory because Power BI, Tableau, or most of the tools basically have stopped support to the 30-bit, 32-bit OS, 32-bit software. So 32-bit recently in the May only Power BI has stopped 32-bit. So existing version, whichever you will be having, you which will have it's nothing but a 64-bit. So how exactly you'll check? So you go here in the desktop and here you have your this PC. Okay. You right click here and you show properties. That's how when exactly you click here, you'll get to see what exactly your processor is, how much your RAM is, and your system. This should be 64-bit. सबके इसमें यही चाहिए. नहीं होगा तो you have to make sure you format your PC and then exactly you can be able to do it. Alright? Good. Online student, I hope everyone has 64-bit OS.
Yes, sir.
नहीं हो
Yes, sir.
जिसके पास में नहीं होगा, you have to format the PC because Power BI software won't be compatible with your OS what will you will be having. So that is the reason you have to make sure that it should be same. ठीक है? Clear है everyone? Okay, so yeah, so that is how exactly will be there. So we can, from tomorrow, we can start with that. We can first of all do with the installation, and tomorrow I can tell you about the architecture, how exactly the process gets run in a company, how exactly the each and every developer will be working, and how exactly the team will be there. So I'll just give you overview of that, and then basically we can start with some of the hands-on exercise. I'll give you the overview of basically Power BI, how it will work, what exactly the things will be there, starting from the scratch, and then basically slowly we can move further for the tasks daily basis. ठीक है? Clear? Any doubts so far? Anyone? Clear आहे?
Great question.
Hmm.
ETL and SQL, what are the main differentiation factor between both of them? Because SQL language, I guess ETL team will also use the SQL language to do their job, right? If I'm not wrong.
ETL developer uses tools basically.
Tools.
Informatica SSI. Those people work with the tool. Though we have to, even they have to deal with the SQL query, we also have to deal with the SQL query. Okay. But SQL developer are mainly those people are responsible for creating a database, creating a table. That kind of activity will be done by database. Even for whom at the end of the day, we'll be consuming a data from one database only. So these are the people, the DBS basically database administrator. That person will decide on this particular table, on this database, whom I should grant access. Unless and until if I be working as a reporting developer, I'll be working as a ETL developer. If I'm not having access to one of the database or one of the table, I can't be able to do any further thing.
So SQL people are responsible to create the database.
Create a database, to maintain it, all the things will be
Grant
done.
the access. And
Yes.
And ETL people are.
ETL people are what exactly the data we are pulling from different sources, right? To clean that data, raw data, unstructured data, to clean that data, ETL developer does for us.
So in the hierarchy, ETL people will come first or SQL will come first?
Yeah, hierarchy wise, you can say like SQL will come first because first of all, like ETL will start doing their work, but where exactly they'll load the data unless if the table is not created, right? So SQL are the people basically they'll create a structure, they'll create a data, what exactly the databases and there. Then ETL will extract, put, transform, and then finally load it. And then we people come as the last. We people every time will come as the last because we have a dependency on data. Unless and until we get a clean data, we can't able to start our work. So that is what exactly will be there. And even we can say like ETL or SQL developer can work hand in hand, parallelly together. Okay. Clear everyone? Any doubts so far? Anyone? Clear है? ठीक है. So we'll stop here today. So kal we'll just continue with the installation. Just make sure you have laptop, everything has been sorted. I'll give you the link basically to how to download the setup. We'll do it in the class itself and then we can move further. ठीक है? Okay? चलो.
सर
Yes. Yes, Aarti, tell me.
सर मुझे मतलब कुछ पूछना था। अभी मेरा मतलब जॉब लगा है
हाँ
5 मंथ बैक। अभी
Okay.
रिसेंटली मैं MIS एनालिस्ट हूँ। तो
Perfect.
मोस्टली मेरा रिपोर्टिंग है, एक्सेल पे ही काम करती हूँ मैं।
ठीक है।
जस्ट मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ कि मैं मतलब ये पावर बीआई मेरे लिए कितना हेल्पफुल रहेगा, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली मैं अभी एज अ ट्रेनी हूँ, तो 1 ईयर के बाद 1 ईयर का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, तो एज अ
ओके।
आफ्टर 1 ईयर के बाद मैं अपने आप को अच्छा पोजीशन में देखना चाहती हूँ एज अ ऑन रोल। तो मतलब
So
ये कैसे?
okay, so basically MIS जो है, like what exactly the report you are doing in Excel now, that you will be going to do further in a Power BI basically. Because nowadays what will happen is MIS developer what we have, okay, those are the people have certainly moved into this particular role only if you want to grow basically. Because at certain level Excel will become a stagnant. Okay, you have to make sure you go into further and you might be having a knowledge of. And Power BI, it's a combination of Excel, Word, and PowerPoint basically, and the advanced thing I can say. So,
Yes.
what exactly the Excel knowledge you're going to gain, that is certainly going to help you here as well. What exactly the formulas you'll use, what exactly things will use, same thing you'll be utilizing there as well. Similarly, kind of a similarly. So, this is going to help you further as well.
Okay, sir.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, that's how it is going to work actually. Okay. Any
Okay.
other question, Ardi?
नो सर। सर क्लास रिगार्डिंग है, मतलब सैटरडे संडे ही होगा, वन वन
Yes,
एंड हाफ आवर?
Saturday. Yes, yes. No, no. It will be 2 hours. So it's just an introduction session. That's the reason it will be 1.5. From tomorrow onward, it will be 2 hours of session, or maybe sometime it might get extended based on the thing. So 2 hours will be mandatory each and every Saturday or Sunday. Yeah.
सर सैटरडे को क्या आप 10-20 मिनट्स के बाद स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि मैं ये ऑफिस से ही अटेंड कर रही हूँ क्लास, ऑफिस
Okay.
लैपटॉप से। तो 10 से पहले मुझे एक रिपोर्ट देना पड़ता है, तो वो थोड़ा एक्सटेंड हो जाता है।
ठीक है, we can
बाकी
keep the session by 10:30 then, if everyone is okay. 10:30, 10:30 to 12:30 we can keep the class time. That's okay.
ओके सर।
है ना? So I'll just inform uh, Krishna ma'am, then the batch will and she will inform you on the group. Like the class will be from 10:30 to 12:30. ठीक है?
ओके सर। या इट्स
Okay.
ओके, थैंक
ठीक
यू
है.
सर।
Yes. चलो, take care everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye.
बाय सर।
Bye, same to you.